Hello students, welcome back. Students, in previous lectures we had discussed laws of chemical combination. That is, we had discussed law of conservation of mass, law of definite proportion, law of multiple proportion, and law of reciprocal proportion. And lastly, we also have discussed uh, Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. Now students, all these laws are experimentally verified, but there is no theoretical justification to these gas laws. So student, in order to justify these these laws of chemical combination and to explain properties of matter, John Dalton gave Dalton's atomic theory. Now students, the main postulates or main assumptions of this theory are that matter, now this is the first postulate, that matter is made up of extremely small and indivisible particles called atoms. मतलब matter जो है वो extremely small और indivisible particles से बना है and we call such particles atoms. Students, atoms जो word है वो एक word atomio से ही derive हुआ है जिसका मतलब ही है indivisible. Indivisible means जिसका further destruction या division नहीं हो सकता. So this was the first postulate. Now the second postulate was that atoms of same element are identical. That means एक ही element के चाहे जितने भी atoms हो, they have same shape, size and same mass. Now the thirdly he said that atoms of different elements are different. That means they have different size, they have different mass and they have different shape also. Now students, the fourth postulate of Dalton's atomic theory is that atoms of same or different elements combine to form compound atoms, or nowadays we call these as molecules, but they always combine in a definite and simplest ratio. So atoms of same or different elements combine in a fixed and simple ratio to form compound atoms known as molecules. The next postulate is that atoms of various elements may combine in different ratios to form different compounds. That means ऐसा नहीं है कि वो एक फिक्स्ड रेशियो में कंबाइन करेंगे तो एक ऐसे मॉलिक्यूल बनेगा, बट जब वो रेशियो चेंज होगा तो कोई दूसरा कंपाउंड भी बन सकता है. So atoms of various elements may combine in different ratios to form different compounds. So sixth postulate is atom is the smallest particle that takes part in chemical reactions, which means किसी भी chemical reaction में एटम का कोई फ्रैक्शन पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करता है, एटम ही पार्टिसिपेट करेगा क्योंकि एटम का फर्दर डिवीजन नहीं हो सकता. नाउ द लास्ट पोस्टुलेट वाज दैट एटम कैन नीदर बी क्रिएटेड नॉर डिस्ट्रॉयड. मींस आप एटम को क्रिएट या डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं कर सकते. सो स्टूडेंट्स, दीज वर द मेन पोस्टुलेट्स ऑफ डाल्टन्स एटॉमिक थ्योरी. एंड नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, आई विल टेल यू हाउ these or how on the basis of these assumptions the laws of chemical combination were explained. Now students, first law of chemical combination is law of conservation of mass. Now students, just see these postulates and can you predict which postulate will explain law of conservation of mass? Student, I must tell you that matter is made up of what? Atoms, and atoms can neither be created nor destroyed. So देखा जाए तो ये postulate और ये postulate दोनों combine करके law of conservation of mass को explain करते हैं, क्योंकि mass इसलिए conserved रहता है किसी भी chemical और physical change में, because atom को हम create या destroy नहीं कर सकते. So students, we say that postulate 1 and postulate 7 they explain law of conservation of mass. Now the second law was law of constant composition or law of what? Definite proportion. So students, here we have atoms of same or different elements always combine in a fixed or simplest ratio. That means what? This postulate explains law of definite proportion. Now student, third law was law of multiple proportion, which means two or more elements can combine to form different compounds. So now you see, fourth and fifth, I can say, first, atoms of various elements combine to form compound atoms, and they may combine in different ratios to form different compounds. So students, I can say that 4 and 5 collectively explain law of what? They explain law of multiple proportion. And then there was law of reciprocal proportion. So again students, I can say that these 4 and 5 can also explain law of reciprocal proportion, because in law of reciprocal proportion also there were 3 different compounds, and then we concluded that whenever 2 elements combine with a fixed weight of third element, then the ratio in which they do so is either the simple or some whole number multiple. That means एक से ज़्यादा compound भी बन सकते हैं. So collectively 4 and 5 explain what? Law of reciprocal proportion also. Now students, the only law which cannot be explained by Dalton's atomic theory is Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes, because in Dalton's atomic theory none of the postulate was relating what? Matter, that is say gaseous substance, and volumes. So law of combining volumes, that is Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes, cannot be explained on the basis of Dalton's atomic theory. Students, with time many discoveries have been made, or we say many developments have been made in chemical sciences. So keeping those discovery and those developments in mind, the Dalton's atomic theory was modified. So nowadays we study moderns or modified atomic theory, or we say modern atomic theory. Now students, in modern atomic theory, the first postulate is that, now in Dalton's atomic theory it was assumed that matter is composed of extremely small indivisible particles called atoms. But students, now we know that atom can be divided or subdivided into particles like electrons, protons, neutrons. So that means now we have first postulate, that is atom is no longer indivisible. Why? Because atom can be divided into subatomic particles, electrons, protons, neutrons, etc. Now the second was that atoms of same element are identical, but now modern atomic theory says that atoms of same element may have different mass number. And students, such atoms of same element having different mass number, they are called what? Isotopes. For example, look, we can have chlorine, say one of the isotope has mass number what? 35. Now we have another atom of chlorine, but the mass number is different. So ऐसा नहीं है कि एक एलिमेंट के सभी एटम्स हमेशा एक जैसे ही होंगे, उनका मास नंबर अलग हो सकता है. दैट मीन्स वो आइसोटोपिक फॉर्म में भी हो सकते हैं. नाउ थर्डली स्टूडेंट्स, in Dalton's atomic theory it was assumed that atoms of different elements are different, but in modern atomic theory we say that atoms of different elements may have or may contain what? Same mass number. And students, such atoms of different elements with same mass number are called isobars. They are called isobars. For example, I have say argon 1840, and then I can have potassium with a different atomic number but same mass number or I can have calcium, say 20 and 40. So these three are atoms of three different elements, but they are not different in all aspects. Their mass numbers are same. Now there was another modification. Now in atomic theory, that is Dalton's atomic theory, it was assumed that the atoms of elements combine in what? Fixed and simple ratio. But in modern atomic theory, it was said that atoms of same or different elements combine in a definite ratio. That is, the ratio of the combination of various elements is what? It is fixed and integral, but not always simple. यानी रेशियो हमेशा सिंपल होगा जरूरी नहीं है. मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल के साथ बताता हूँ. स्टूडेंट, we have a compound sucrose which is called cane sugar also. Formula is C12H22O11. Now student, see, the ratio is 12 is to 22 is to 11, and you cannot further simplify it. So we say that the atoms of elements, various elements, may combine in what? A definite and integral ratio, but this ratio will not be always simple. कई बार वो simple नहीं भी हो सकता. Now then was the next postulate that atom is the smallest particle that participate in chemical reaction. Now that postulate is still the same, and then there was another postulate which said that atom can neither be created nor destroyed. But student, in modern atomic theory, we say that atom is no longer indestructible. आप atom को destroy भी कर सकते हो और नया कोई भी create हो सकता है. One such phenomena or process is called transmutation. It is a radioactive process, transmutation. Let me give you one example. Say I have a nuclide of nitrogen with mass number 14 and atomic number 7. Now this, say, is bombarded with a fast moving neutron, and what happens is we get a nuclide but of a different element, 6 and 14, and then we get one H1 proton. So now you see that nitrogen gets converted into carbon. That means हम create कर रहे हैं और ये destroy भी हो रहा है. So students, these are some modifications which were made in Dalton's atomic theory. Now next, student, we will study Avogadro's hypothesis or Avogadro's law. Students, we have learnt that Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes cannot be explained on the basis of Dalton's atomic theory, as there was no postulate that relates matter, that is a gas, with the volume. So student, in order to relate Dalton's atomic theory and volumes of gases, Berzelius proposed. So Berzelius ने कहा था that while elements combine in simplest ratio by atoms, the gases combine in simplest ratio by volumes. So he said gases combine in simplest ratio but by volume, not by atoms. So on the basis of this generalization, he proposed a hypothesis which is called Berzelius hypothesis. Now, so he said that under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, equal volumes of gases contain, so equal volumes of all gases, it can be any gas, all gases contain equal number of what? Atoms. So this was Berzelius hypothesis, that equal volumes of all gases contain equal number of atoms under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. So student, how he related Dalton's atomic theory? He just said that gases combine in ratio by volumes, not atoms. Now let me, student, explain how this can be applied. So hydrogen and chlorine, say, combine to give HCl, and all are say gases. Now students, one volume of hydrogen combines with one volume of chlorine to give 2 volumes of HCl. Now students, under similar conditions, equal volumes contain equal molecules. So इसका volume 1 है, तो we say one volume has how many molecules? Sorry, atoms. In Berzelius hypothesis, volumes were related to Dalton's atomic theory, that is atoms. So equal volumes contain equal atoms. So this volume contains n atoms, so one volume will contain n atoms of chlorine, and since this volume is double, so this will contain 2n but compound atoms. Compound atoms, or we say molecules. Now when we simplify this, n से divide कर देते हैं, so we say one atom of hydrogen combines with one atom of chlorine to form 2 compound atoms of HCl. Now student, अब ये जो relation है, this is for the formation of 2 compound atoms or 2 molecules of HCl. So एक molecule या एक compound atom HCl का बनाना हो तो mathematically एक molecule HCl बनाने के लिए we say half atom of chlorine combines with half atom of hydrogen. But students, now you see this. अब Dalton's atomic theory में तो कहा गया था atom cannot be divided, but here we have half of atom. Now student, this observation is in direct conflict with Dalton's atomic theory, and that is why this hypothesis that equal volumes of all gases contain equal number of atoms was discarded, क्योंकि ये ultimately इस conclusion तक पहुंचाता है हमें that half atom of hydrogen, half atom of chlorine gives one molecule of HCl. But look students, atom का आधा नहीं हो सकता according to Dalton's atomic theory. So that is why this hypothesis or this say suggestion of Berzelius was discarded. Now students, this problem was solved by Avogadro, and how he solved this problem, actually he made a distinction between ultimate particles of elements and molecules. So actually he made a distinction between atoms and molecules. He said atom is the smallest particle of an element that takes part in chemical reaction and may or may not have independent existence, whereas molecule is also the smallest particle of matter, but molecule is capable of independent existence. So he said that equal volumes of all gases under similar conditions of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules, not atoms. And we say that statement as Avogadro's law or Avogadro's hypothesis. So now students, we have next Avogadro's hypothesis. So Avogadro ने actually क्या किया था, जो Berzelius ने suggest किया था, उसमें problem क्या था, that वो Dalton's atomic theory के साथ conflict कर रहा था. So he made a distinction between atoms and molecules, and then he proposed that under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, equal volumes of all gases contain equal number of molecules. And see now, अब आप देखेंगे कि अब Dalton's atomic theory के साथ वो conflict नहीं करेगा. So again we have one volume of hydrogen combining with one volume of chlorine, giving 2 volume of hydrogen chloride. Now equal volumes contain equal molecules. Now we say one volume contain n molecules. So this will also contain n molecules of chlorine, and this volume, 2 volume, will contain 2n molecules of HCl. Now when we simplify this, we say one molecule of hydrogen combines with one molecule of chlorine to give 2 molecules of HCl. So from this we conclude that one molecule of HCl is obtained when half molecule of chlorine combines with half molecule of what, hydrogen. Now student, this is not in conflict with Dalton's atomic theory, because Dalton's atomic theory में क्या था, atom divide नहीं होता, molecule तो हो सकता है ना, because we say no that hydrogen as H2 has atomicity 2, so एक molecule में कितने atom है, 2, तो half molecule में कितने होंगे, एक atom. Again here also we see atomicity of chlorine is 2, there are 2 atoms per molecule. So एक molecule में 2 atom है, तो आधे molecule में कितना होगा, एक atom, so that is chlorine, and then HNCl combine. So here atom is not divided, so this is what, the correct generalization, and that is why this Avogadro's hypothesis is called Avogadro's law actually, because this hypothesis is in agreement with Dalton's atomic theory. Students, now we will discuss applications of Avogadro's law. So the first application is predicting atomicity of gases. So with the help of Avogadro's law we can predict atomicity. So first students, atomicity होता क्या है? What is atomicity? Now atomicity is simply defined as number of atoms present in, it is number of atoms present in one molecule of a substance. So it is number of atoms present in one molecule of a substance. Now atomicity of a gas can be calculated or predicted from Avogadro's law. Students, how? Now I am giving you same example which we have discussed in Avogadro's law, that is hydrogen and chlorine, they combine to give HCl, and we say that one volume of hydrogen when combines with one volume of chlorine to give 2 volumes of this. Now equal volumes contain equal molecules, so we say n molecules of what, hydrogen combine with n molecules of chlorine to give 2n molecules of hydrogen chloride, or upon simplification we say one molecule of hydrogen combines with one molecule of chlorine to give 2 molecules of hydrogen chloride. So from this we say that one molecule of hydrogen chloride is formed when half molecule, क्योंकि मैंने 2 से divide कर दिया, so 2 by 2 is 1, so this is half molecule of chlorine combines with what, half molecule of hydrogen. Now students, one molecule of HCl we chemically represent it as HCl, hydrogen chloride. So this is, now it means this hydrogen comes from half molecule. So this hydrogen, that is one hydrogen, comes from how many molecules? So students, now we see that half molecule of hydrogen gas corresponds to how many atoms of hydrogen? 1. So it corresponds to 1 hydrogen atom. So therefore one molecule of hydrogen corresponds to what? 2 atoms. क्योंकि आधे में अगर एक है तो एक में 2 होंगे, and this means one molecule of hydrogen has how many atoms? 2 atoms. So atomicity of hydrogen gas is what? 2. And students, that is why we write H2, because atomicity 2 होता है. Now similarly students, see this one atom of chlorine comes from half molecule of chlorine. So we say half molecule of chlorine, that is a gas, corresponds to how many atoms? 1. एक chlorine हुआ. So this is 1 chlorine. So that means one molecule would correspond to, it will correspond to 2 chlorine atoms. So therefore we say atomicity, because one molecule में जितने atoms होते हैं वही atomicity है. So atomicity of chlorine gas is 2, and that is why students we write chlorine as Cl2, not as Cl3 or Cl4, because atomicity उसका 2 होता है. Now students, next application is so next application is to find relationship between molecular mass and vapor density. Now students, first what is vapor density? Vapor density होता क्या है? So student, vapor density is defined as density of a gas. It is defined as density of a gas relative to density of hydrogen. So here we take hydrogen as a standard of reference. Now student, what is density? Density is mass of certain volume. Say mass of, we can take any volume, say mass of 1 liter of gas, mass of 1 liter of hydrogen under similar condition, say at, we take at STP. So this is also at STP. Now equal volumes contain equal number of what? Molecules. So we say it is mass of n molecules of that gas divided by mass of n molecules of what? Hydrogen under similar conditions, say at STP. Or we say it is mass of 1 molecule of gas, it can be any gas, divided by mass of 1 molecule of hydrogen, that is H2. Now student, mass of 1 molecule of a particular gas will be its molecular mass, and mass of 1 molecule of hydrogen is standard, we take 2. Atomic mass of hydrogen 1 hota hai, so we have atomicity of hydrogen 2, so twice of 1 is 2. So now student, we have, see, a relationship that vapor density is equal to molecular mass divided by 2, or we may write students that molecular mass of a gas is equal to twice of its vapor density. Student, this relationship is very, very important in mole concept also. So student, this is it for today. In next video lecture, we'll move on to the mole concept. That is the very important part of basic concepts of chemistry. Thank you.